This post got 278 comments and a ton of leads and also members for my Skool community. Now, I created this in 3 minutes in one shot without any sort of editing. I did it using my openclaw. And a year ago, or even 2 months ago, this would have taken me at least like 30 minutes to do really, really well using ChatGPT or Claude. And it would still not feel good. It would still not be the type of content that I really, really want to put out there. And well, with openclaw and with my 100x content creation RAG database system, I've solved that basically. I've basically built a self-evolving content database that stores ideas, remembers what I posted, checks what worked before, and remembers and can create content sounds and feels like me. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to build this yourself as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so here we go. Now we can basically see the 100x self-evolving content database system. Now, this is for whatever business folks, it's for content creators, e-com, businesses, influencers, doesn't matter. If anybody can use this, if you're posting anywhere online, you can use this to a very good degree. And the issue that I always had when I was using like ChatGPT or Claude, and I would create like a huge project with a lot of rules, with way inspiration, the way my posts used to be, and all of these things, right? It would never really turn out to be really, really well. And it would always take me like 30 minutes per post. It would take me like 30 minutes per post, right? And it would always to some degree sound like AI. You know, the more you look at AI content, the more you kind of realize that, oh, this is not actually good. And I could never really figure out how to get around that. And I tried for 2 years, and it would always use like generic AI formulas that you always remember, or generic AI words. And trust me, like I made a huge database, you made a huge project, but the context window would just be fumbled, and it would just, the output would just become so much worse over time. And it had some sort of voice consistency, but it was bad. No way to save inspiration on the fly. Like I always wanted a way that I could just like, whenever I'm scrolling on Instagram, or if I'm on Twitter, for example, I want to click send and I want to share that to a place where then it would store that inside of a database where I could then use that as an idea for later, or I would want to use it as an inspiration for how I want to write my posts, right? And I had no system to track what actually works, and what gets tracked or what measured gets managed, right? So that's what we want to. And I always had to do constant editing and tweaking to all of these posts. And it would always feel like this way of like, I was like edging myself and it sucked, right? And now let's jump into what this solution was. And if you're not able to stick around until you've gone through this, you can skip towards the end of the video. But generally, if you're not able to keep your attention here, then you're probably not meant to create good content, right? This is only going to get better. Let's talk quickly about this, right? I fixed this with openclaw, and right now per post, I might spend like 3 minutes. I was creating a viral post before while I was eating, and I was basically talking into my microphone about what I wanted to post. It sounds exactly like you. The one-shot quality is awesome. And yes, you can choose to do some editing, but there is no editing required. The system is self-evolving as well. It evolves. The more you create, the better it's going to become, basically. It learns from every single interaction that you do, and it saves everything that you ever create into a database, and it gets smarter every single day. That's pretty. So let's now jump into what the system does, how it works, and how you could this up for yourself. Okay, so this is the flowchart that I created, and I also created this flowchart using my AI agent, by the way, and we're gonna talk about that in another video. Here's how it works, right? So step number 1, and we're gonna do a live demo as this as well. So the first things first, you want an idea for what type of content you wanna create, right? And if you had my system from my Skool where you have the database all set up, which is like a database where you can send stuff, it's going to save stuff, and it's going to pull from that whenever you want to create something, then all you had to do was basically just speak or text. I want to create a post about XYZ. I want to create a post about how to do SEO for e-commerce stores, right? Step number 2, openclaw is now going to go in to our database where it's our RAG database, right? Where it stores everything, and let me just use the right color. It stores LinkedIn posts, Facebook posts, Instagram Reels, tweets, TikTok captions, YouTube video captions, and the subtitles, hooks. I basically have a whole database of hooks It has voice patterns and how I like to say stuff. And this is based off of my YouTube videos, based off of my Facebook posts, Twitter posts, wherever I'm posting, right? Everything gets saved. It has all my offers. It has all my important links, my affiliate links, my Skool links, my website links and whatnot, right? It also has results, my performance data. Everything gets collected inside of there. And it has competitor inspiration, and it has our best performing content, right? And it's going to pull all of these things right here and take inspiration from that and start asking you questions about the topic you were talking about before. And then what you're going to do is you're basically just going to answer. Now, the way I like to do this, I like to answer using WhisperFlow, right? So you can see I like to use WhisperFlow for this. And basically all that does is I click a command on my computer and I dictate whatever I want to edit, right? So my openclaw asks me relevant questions to make the post truly unique to whatever I want to say, right? And this works for scripts, it works for reels, it works for videos, it works for posts, social media. I think some of them are the same, right? And you just click on the command for WhisperFlow and you just answer those questions in a natural language tone in whatever way you want. And WhisperFlow is going to dictate and compress that using AI, make sure that any errors go out, and then it's going to basically push that into your Telegram or Discord, wherever you want to do this whole thing, right? And once you answer these questions, it's going to ask you more questions as well that you then can answer again if it's necessary. And then once it has all of that, it's now going to spawn little sub-agents to basically pull all of this together and create an awesome post for you, an awesome script, like a video script. I cannot write for shit. So yeah, video, YouTube, social media post, you name it, right? Use your imagination, right? And it's going to give you the output, and the one-shot quality is fucking amazing. Right. And one more thing to this database system is that it also syncs to your Google Drive. So if you have a team somewhere out there and they need to now use this for inspiration as well, it's going to sync to your Google Drive so that you can have all of these things continuously be updated on the fly as well. It's going to take that into like my content, where you have your audio, email, long form, offers, scripts, social, videos. We have identity and brand, we have about, we have the audience, positioning, services, and voice. All of these things created and improved upon over time, right? And all of these are synced in between each other as well. So if your openclaw ever was to get absolutely annihilated and destroyed, well, it shouldn't, but you would have a backup on your Google Drive. And your team is able to interact with that database as well. And whenever I'm searching or scrolling Instagram, right, as I said, all I do is I click on share, I go to Telegram, and I send it over to my Telegram bot, right? Easy. Get stored into database, can be used for later. Great. And what's great about this as well is that you got a self-evolving system. So content is saved to the database, your edits are logged and how I changed it. So whenever I'm not happy with the post, if I am not happy with the post, which happened in the beginning, it basically measures how I changed it, what was changed. And then we track the performance, what were voice patterns that are updated, and then the system learns our preferences. This is amazing. This is exactly what we want. And it is so smart that it will start to learn your tone and rhythm, your vocabulary choices, how you structure your ideas, and what hooks worked for you, and then your unique style and quirks. Things that I say that might be a little bit out there, right? And the feedback loop is awesome because it gets smarter every single day. And the great thing here is as well that they usually say that you should build for what AI is going to become in 6 months, right? Now, if you have a system like this right now, then imagine how powerful this system becomes in 5 months. Maybe openclaw gets replaced. Maybe there's new models that are going to come out as well. And your whole system is already backed up on Google Drive. All you have to do is sync it to your Google Drive and you're up and running right again, right? Right. So anyway, you can see I got 332 views using this method on Facebook. I'm going to keep on going. I have basically 4 viral posts with lead magnets, tons of new Skool community members. And by the way, if you want to join the Skool community, I'm going to be posting some sick stuff in there. Premium skills, quality guide, how to set up custom agents, and it's free. Great. We got massive engagement, and basically I reduced my time from creating from 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or even if it took me 15 minutes, 3 minutes per post, and 10 times faster, right? I got hundreds of hours saved annually. It has a perfect voice match and system improves daily. I could ask for nothing more from an actual content system. So let's talk a little bit briefly, like who this is for and like if we can measure how this is helpful for you, right? It's going to be really helpful for content creators that are building an audience, because I know how it sucks for you to sit there and you're like, I have no ideas and I don't know what to post. And imagine now that all you had to do was basically text your openclaw and be like, hey, I want an idea for what to post today and use the content waterfall system, right? And content waterfall system is a term made by Matt Gray, shout out to him, where one piece of content, one video can turn into 10 different content pieces, because you can take pieces of those contents and basically spread them and make that a much larger piece of content, right? This database allows you to do that on the fly so easily. We also got business owners who needs consistent content, right? If you're out there creating content with ChatGPT or Claude, like, you are going to sound like most other people, unless you are ultra smart and you're able to prompt like a freaking god, right? It's also great for e-commerce brands, scaling content. If you want to do social media content, or if you want like ideas for your reels, if you want to do like viral stuff, well, you need someone that can sit and like save all of these ideas into a good database that you can then call upon and have these data, and then have the database or the openclaw create a whole script for you, a whole system for you, right? It's great for anyone building an online presence, right? So anybody that wants to actually start getting consistent results or start building their voice and their personal brand. I know it's so daunting, right? So this system makes that just so much easier for you to save ideas and get going, get off your ass, start creating. Start saving whatever you see, save it. If you're remotely curious about a piece of content, save that and then use it for later. And this database system is just really good for any sort of openclaw users looking to level up, because this database system is not only going to allow you to create content, it is going to allow you to scale your offers. It's going to allow you to come up with new ideas, new services. It's going to allow you to package your services. It's going to allow you to explain your services. It's going to allow you to create landing pages. It's going to allow you to create whatever you need, wherever you need. This system is the backbone for that, right? And the funny thing is, you don't even need coding skills. You don't need coding skills. You don't need a technical background. You don't need expensive tools. Now, openclaw can get expensive, so maybe that. But if we compare this to having an employee who's sitting and doing this stuff for you manually, you are saving money and you are going to make so much more money doing this. So what do you need to set this up, right? The thing you need is an openclaw. And if you don't have openclaw set up yet, then click the link in the description below. And you need a willingness to train the system, right? So the first few days, not few weeks, the first few days, you want to train the system, right? And you want to basically tell it what you don't like, have it save that to the memory. And then you want content to feed it. So you want to do your existing posts. If you don't have any existing posts, that's fine. You go out and you find creators that you look up to and you're like, this creator is awesome. Now, tip here, don't go for really, really huge creators, because they already found their voice and their stuff, they don't really need to post anything of significance for it to go viral. So their analytics are not a good measure for what content would perform well for you. So feed it good content. And it is as easy as I said before, all you do is you go here, click share on whatever piece of content, and you send that to Telegram. And the setup is all right. So with all of this now in mind, if you want this system, go join my Skool and then interact on my latest post, which says 100x content database. Interact on that post, and I am going to get you access to the whole system, the whole guide, to basically download this, right? And if you need any help with setting up openclaw, if you have any questions, if you're having issues, if you want a done for you setup, or if you want custom automations, you just contact me in the Skool community and I'll get right back to you with what we can do for you. And with that, I hope for you to create great and awesome content. I really am rooting for you, and I wish you a great day. Remember to subscribe, keep in touch for the next videos. Take care.